Hola, bienvenidos. Welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see from the title, today we're doing the next update to Pan That Face palette. As you guys know, if you are new, I am panning 2 palettes this year. My Too Faced Love Flush, as well as this It Cosmetics palette that is always blinding the camera. But I have an amazing update. I believe this is probably going to be my biggest update. If not, if I finish any of these, will be my biggest update. But I have a lot of progress and I have a lot of explaining to do. So if you're interested, stay tuned. But first, if you're new, welcome. Alejandra, I go by Alex, eyeshadow enthusiast with the Dash Project Pan. If you want to continue to see that content on your feed, don't forget to subscribe and join us. And now let's get on with this update. Okay, you guys, so let's start out with the Too Faced Love Flush palette. My goal for last update that I wanted to do for this update was to finish Love Hangover and start using How Deep Is Your Love. I will share with you guys a picture of where I was last time with the Love Hangover shade. I did not have that much left, so I knew I was going to finish that off. And How Deep Is Your Love is a very pigmented and very bold blush, so I knew it was going to take me a little bit to finish this one off. And as you guys can see right now, we have finished off the Love Hangover shade, and How Deep Is Your Love no longer has the emblem of the T and the F in it. This, I've worn it down rather well. I still have a lot of product in the tops of the heart and the bottom, but in the center here, it is very shallow and I could feel and see a dip in it. I believe that this palette's gonna last me at least another 2 more months. I don't see myself finishing this off next month, and I'm okay with that. I anticipated and expected to have this at least for half the year, and if more, that was okay with me. This is the blush I'm wearing today. It looks really nice, but I do have to really buff it into my skin because if I don't, it is very bold and in your face and it'll take over the whole entire look. So my goals for next month and the next update is to at least hit pan on this blush. I do not think I will finish the whole entire blush. That would be a lot of packing on my face. I think that hitting pan is reasonable and realistic for me. And I believe around June, the June update, I should be completely done with this whole entire palette. But for next month, I think pan should be realistic for me and a good goal for me to have. I'm still enjoying it. The formula is still great. I have no complaints, you guys. I've enjoyed every second of that palette, and I'm kind of sad and happy at the same time to be able to finish that off because it has been with me for a while. Now let's move on to the It Cosmetics Je sais ne quoi palette. I will share with you guys the picture of last month because you guys, this is a major update, but I have my explanation. Let me explain before we jump to any conclusions. So obviously you've seen the picture and this is what it's looking like now. You guys, this whole entire pan is completely emptied. And we have pan on this one, you guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me explain the pans first. Obviously the highlighter, I showed you guys in last month's update that I had a nice dip. I could feel it very shallow and it was very powdery. This is a very, very powdery highlight. I am wearing it today and it's a very soft and subtle highlighter that it works well to mix it with other highlighters. So that's what I've been doing to get use out of other highlighters as well. But I was able to hit pan, and you guys, I have a feeling I should be able to finish this off by next month. I should have another empty pan in here, which is so excited. Did not expect it to be this quick in the game. Now, let's talk about this powder, you guys. I told you last month I wasn't sure if this powder was causing issues with my concealer or if it was the concealer itself. So I did a little bit of experimenting, and you guys, it did me dirty. That powder, I remember having it as a loose powder back years ago and did not like it. Figured the pressed version wouldn't be so bad in here. I used it under my eyes and you guys, it did me dirty. I ended up wearing it to a gathering that I had, like a friend's gathering, and it started to get hot. Actually, surprisingly, I wore this same exact sweater to that day. So I was a little bit hot. It was a lot of people in there. We were having a good time. And when I left, you guys, oh my goodness, my under eyes looked like I had no idea what the heck I was doing with makeup. It did not hold up during the heat. at all. During me being warm and bothered, it just did not hold up. It completely broke down on my eyes. It made me look like I was at least 20 years older than I was. It just settled into lines that didn't even exist. It made lines under my eyes that did not exist. It broke down my concealer, which then made my mascara smudge all up on the edges. I swear to you, my friends that know that I do this think that I have no clue what I'm doing with makeup that day because it looked terrible. I did not trust it anymore after that day under my eyes. Now, same thing goes for the eyelids. Some of you suggested put it as a primer, setting of a primer. Same thing. I have very oily lids, so this is not working. It does not work with my skin. It will not work in the summertime for me. Oily skin, it won't hold the oils back. It breaks it down. My oils break this powder down. It was terrible. I did not care for it at all. So what did I do? I crushed it up and put it in here. And I ended up using it, you guys can see, I ended up using it as a dry shampoo. That's what I did with it. I didn't want to waste it and I did not feel comfortable crushing it and giving it to someone. So what I did is I crushed it up and whatever you see on here is just the residue of it. I'm just going to wash it because I can't get any more of this on my hair. I just used it for my 4th day hair, 3rd day hair, put it on my hair to soak up the oils at least it doesn't soak up oils, but at least made me not look as oily on my hair, which helped out tremendously. So that's how I ended up using it. So I did end up using the powder, just not the way that it is. And I do remember not liking this Bye Bye Pores, not the loose version, and now definitely not the pressed version. I have to look through my collection to see if I have any more IT Cosmetics face palettes that have that powder because I do not like it at all. At all, at all, at all. Not all over the face, not under my eyes, not as a setting lid powder, for nothing. It doesn't do anything, does not give me any justice, nothing. It's just terrible. I was so upset with how my eyes look. I was kind of pissed because I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I've never had any other powder, not even like the AOA Studio powder do that to me. So it's gone. I used it up. I completely at least used one whole entire thing up, which excites. And the other thing that's exciting me is now I'll have a second pan of this. This blush I have yet to touch again. Guys, once I am done with this one, I can at least put a little bit more effort into this blush. But for now, I'm not stressing myself over it. That's fine. I got this done and was not expecting this to be done this quickly and in the manner that it was done. It had to be done and there was no other way for me to do it unless I threw it out, and I didn't want to really throw it out. So one down, one more will be next month. And then for this bronzer, I will show you an up close. I do have, like you could see right there on this edge, that I am kind of maybe will be able to hit side pan on here. This bronzer is kicking my rear end. It's been nonstop use of it. But this month I rolled in a bronzer that has huge pan in it that I want to finish by the end of this year. So that means that now I am competing my time with it. So this bronzer will only get used 2 weeks out of the month, and the other bronzer will be used 2 weeks out of the month because my goal really is to have that finished because that'll be an empty for me. This one's taking me a lot longer to hit pan on. So if I continue with this one, that one's going to go to waste and I won't be able to meet my goal on that one. So I'm trying to split my time during the month, 2 weeks with that one, 2 weeks with this one. So you're not going to see as much progress in here, but it still will get touched during the month. So I'm just doing the best that I can with it. It's kind of making me lose hope that I will hit pan on it, but I know I should by the end of the year. It's just not as quickly as I expected to hit pan on it. So I'm just trying to finish off a bronzer if I possibly can and get an empty and a number down in my bronzers, then just concentrating on this, hitting pan by the end of the year and not getting that one done, if that makes any sense. So for my goal for this this palette is to finish off this highlighter. That is my goal. After that, I'll see what I can do with these two, you guys. But at least this looks so much more used and the packaging still has not broken on me, which is amazing. I'm so happy with that. So that's where we stand with both of these, you guys. I say around June, you're going to see a new palette being rolled in. I will explain to you guys what happened, what you guys voted on, which one will be coming in, what I'm going to do with it, so on and so forth. You guys know once I finish one face palette in the year, I kind of take it easy the rest of the year because I'm prepping those face palettes for the following time that I use them, and then that's when I try to finish them if I can't finish them within that same year, which I highly doubt I will, you guys. I think this may be my only face palette that I will finish this year, but this one could be next year's or the following year's one, you know what I mean? So we're getting there, you guys. We is getting there. I'm excited that I actually have pan. I never thought I would see pan in that It Cosmetics one, and I did. Ooh, very, very exciting. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll put more videos on the screen for your enjoyment. Until then, adios.